Hey pipe people, second video of the night. I hope you don't mind the static scenery. I just tend to shoot in my car a lot. I find it's probably the easiest place to shoot a video for me, at least, just in terms of time and everything. So I hope it's not too boring for you. Either way, this is another VR to Baccy Bert. Congratulations. I think it's your 100 subs contest. You've got many more coming. You've got a really great presence. It actually, your demeanor and your presence on camera remind me a lot of Pipe Peddler, who hadn't had a video on YouTube for a couple years now, but he was probably one of my favorite, if not favorite, YouTube pipe presenter. I think he was a farmer. I think he farmed beets and some other things and made really cool bicycles and stuff. But your demeanor reminds me of his, and it's super comfortable. Keep doing what you're doing. Love your channel. Folks, if you're not subscribed to Baccy Bert, go subscribe to him. It's pretty cool, and the boy can sing. You know, what more can you ask for? Pipe and some music. So Baccy Bert, he's got a few questions, and for this, I follow Baccy Bert on Instagram as well. I think he said he has a birthday coming up, if it hasn't passed already, and it's a big one. So happy birthday to you. He's got a few questions in this contest. Try and get through them pretty quick here and not make this video too long for you all. But number one, my name is Julian. I go by Jules or Julian. Number two is my favorite song, hands down. Now I know when you put out the video announcing this contest, Baccy Bert, I know that you said this may be a tough question for me. There's no question about it. Immediately, Sam Cooke, A Change Is Gonna Come. Hands down my favorite song of all time. Number three is, looking at a list here, my favorite book. I have to say, my favorite book is probably, well, it is the autobiography of Malcolm X as told to Alex Haley, and it's a controversial book, and that's why I love it. I think that it really gets to the heart of us as people, how we can be products of our environments, be that for good reasons or bad. How we can come to think things are one way because of our experiences and be completely wrong at the same time, and ultimately how we're all brothers on this earth, and how we can grow as people, and you know, we're certainly not infallible. We are wrong a lot of times, even though everything around us tells us that we're right. And I think that's interesting. It's a really interesting tale, and completely honest, and I like that. Since you are an English literature major, I think I'll throw in some fiction for you, since that was nonfiction, and I'll say that although it's not a book, my favorite short story, well, I'll say there's two of them now at the top of my head. I was gonna say The Yellow Wallpaper, and I can't remember the woman that wrote it. But it's awesome if you haven't read it. I can't remember her name. I wish I could. Anyway, really interesting read. It's a short story, The Yellow Wallpaper. Next to that is Edgar Allan Poe's The Cask of Amontillado, which is just an awesome tale of revenge. You gotta check that out. And I'm sure you have, since you're an English major. Yeah, so number four, my favorite meal, I think. look at this again. Come out to a red light here so I can. Don't be afraid. I'm not gonna bang into anything. All right, favorite meal. Tacos, but authentic tacos from a like a food truck, Mexican food truck. Can't beat them. And number 5, favorite pipe tobacco. I should have thought about this one before I started the video. I forgot that you asked that question. And man, that's a tough one. I think at this point, because our taste buds do change, I think I would have to say McClellan's Blackwood Flake. Or is it just Blackwoods? Anyway, you guys know. That's a great tobacco. I love Virginia's. And I go back and forth between that and Escudo a lot. You know, add in the Perique there. But, you know, I really like my Virginia's dark. I like them rich. And that really brings all those characteristics. And I really, really enjoy that. And last question here. Fun fact. All right, you asked for a fun fact. Well, you said a fun or quirky fact, so I'm going to give you a fun, at least to me, and quirky fact. My fun fact is that I am a college football junkie, which is really strange. Because I live in Connecticut and I grew up in Connecticut. We don't have a big college football team. UConn, if you're into college football, you know how bad UConn is. It's horrible. And growing up, UConn wasn't even Division I team. So I'm a fish out of water. But I'm a huge, huge college football fan. I eat, sleep, and breathe the stuff. I follow Notre Dame because I'm a lover of history and college football history in particular. I saw Rudy when I was like 5 or 6 and it was over for me. And now my son is a Notre Dame fan. We sit in 3:30 pretty much every Saturday. And if it's not 3:30, sometimes they play at 8, but generally 3:30 we're watching NBC and watching Notre Dame. Go Irish. That's my fun fact. My quirky fact is that I am a grammar nerd. I read grammar books for fun. Grammar and usage books. Which is, it's kind of weird, I think. At least people think I'm kind of weird for it. But I enjoy it, you know, learning how our language works and learning how sentences can mean completely different things depending on their punctuation or the particular words that you decide to use. Yeah, I think that's definitely quirky. Anyway, hope that works. Congratulations. Thank you for the contest. Please keep the videos coming. Really enjoying them. And wish you the best.